Hello, everybody. My name is Sean, and I am a 20-year smoker no more, thanks to electronic cigarettes. In this specific video, we're here to talk about the iStick Elite 30 watt. Now, in this day and age, 2017, this is by no means a brand new unit. However, it's still a workhorse, and it still has its spot right now in today's vaping industry. This specific unit here, let me just show you. There's the box, and there's the unit itself. This unit that you have here, when it did come out, and keep in mind if you're new to electronic cigarettes, this industry just keeps on going leaps and bounds. We see game-changing units every other day, but of course there's pros and cons to every kind of unit, and I like to kind of tell you the pro and con of all of the different units. When this guy came out, what had happened was this was really the first time that we saw what was called the DNA chip. That's the chip that fires this particular unit here, where previously, again, that wasn't a brand new chip. It was $100 or $200 to get one of the units that actually had this. This features that same technology, and very quickly, what's important about that, and why this is kind of the first mainstream unit that you did see there, is the older batteries that you saw, it was more of a pulsation as far as giving the voltage to your top end, whatever you actually chose there. So you kind of have this where it would struggle to get up there, and then it would give you a good vape for a little while, and then it would dip back down. This, with the technology, it was constant the entire way through, and that's pretty important. Now with this guy right here, pretty simple. This does accept your 510 threading that you actually have right there, and there is an adapter if you did have something like an Ego type threaded clearomizer. Now, getting into this unit, it's pretty simple to use, but there are some really nice features with this. Number one, you're going to notice that on this specific unit here, you have your wattage. And then very small there, you also have your voltage, and you also have what your ohm rating is. And that's kind of important to know as far as your different clearomizers or tanks, whatever it is that you might put on top there. Last but not least, another very nice thing is you actually have your battery life, where it'll actually show you where you are on your battery life. Down here, you have a very simple up or down. Now, there are a lot of newer models in this right now. There are more powerful models out there, certainly. I mean, like I said, this is a 30-watt unit. You can, as I'm doing this video, you can do 80 watts. It's kind of more the common, 75, 80. You're seeing 100 watts, 200 watts. I mean, it just keeps on going up, but not everybody needs that. And that's also why I'm doing this video about this specific model that you have here, because number one, it's a very simple menu. It's very, very easy to use. As you get into units that will do more and more things, you're going to find a lot of head scratching, figuring out how to work all of the different bells and whistles. With this guy here, it's pretty simple. You have the protection built in, which is always important. What I mean by that is, overcharge protection, short protection, things of that nature. So nothing's going to blow up or things of that nature when you're looking at one of these models here. To turn it on, it's pretty easy. It's 5 clicks to turn on or off, and you do that rapidly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I just turned it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I just turned it back on. Very, very simple. Now there's another thing. Like I just showed you guys, you have your wattage there. Oh, wait. Yep, it's still at wattage. 1, 2, 3. Now you notice it just changed. Now it's showing your voltage over your wattage. 1, 2, 3. I would kind of stick with the wattage. This day and age, it's a good way to kind of do it because it allows you to go in very, very slow increments up and down. Why that's important is that variable voltage. As you go higher up, you're going to notice that it's going to change the way that your vapor actually feels. Now, the other thing that is great about this unit is this is what's called a sub-ohm unit. That is also kind of important, not kind of, it's fairly important in the electronic cigarette industry. This is a newer thing. As I've done this video right here, we have what's called now the 5 keys to vaping. It used to be like 1 or 2 keys, then it was 3 keys. Now it's up to 5 keys keys to vaping, and these are all very important things to know. I do invite you, if you want to know what those things are, just visit zcigs.com. Unless you're watching this video on zcigs.com, just have a look. Most places we have the 5 keys of vaping. We've made it very easy for you to do. It may seem like it's a little bit of a read. It's not huge, but it will take you 10 minutes. And in this day and age, everybody's like, here and now, I want information right now. With this stuff, if you take that 10 minutes, that's going to save you time. It's going to save you frustration. And most importantly, it's going to save you money, because you're not going to buy the wrong stuff. You're going to get the right thing right on the very first time. With this unit here, it's very simple. Like I said, it goes all the way up to 30 watts as far as that. The other nice thing is it has what's called the lock feature. Lock feature is very simple. So let's say I chose, let's see where this goes to, at 29.2 watts. I like that that wattage that I have right there. Now what I'm going to do is this up and down arrow. I'm going to press and hold at once. It's going to lock it in place, and it will literally tell me locked in place. Now I want to unlock it, press and hold, and now it just told me that it's unlocked. Why is that important? Because you don't want to stick it in your pocket, and let's say you were at that 29 watts as far as that goes, and now all of a sudden it went up. I do realize as I'm doing this video right now, 29.2 watts is not a good comparison. So let's say 10 watts. If you're at 10 watts and then all of a sudden you throw it in your pocket or your purse and something actually hits it, now it's going up to that 29 or 30 watts. Now you do actually have an issue. And you can, burn out your coil or things of that nature. So you don't want to do that. Like I said, the lock feature is really cool. This guy right here, it's a very, very nice unit for a lot of different models that you have. 2 that I will like to address is, number 1, like what I like to call the classic vape. What would be perfect as a top end for this unit right here is the Nautilus Mini. Yes, you can put the Nautilus, which is the larger version of this, or the Nautilus Mini. Both the Nautilus Mini and the Nautilus offer the exact same features. Just one will hold a lot more liquid on board. But as you have a bigger tank, or clearomizer as this is, it gets a little bit more obtrusive. This guy right here, this Nautilus Mini, is perfect as far as the top end goes for this. And a lot of our customers, especially in store, that is really their go-to unit. And I've watched people really, really love this unit. And what I mean by this is the classic vapor, the classic user. And when I mentioned the sub-ohm a little bit earlier, that was kind of a game changer in the industry. It helped a lot of people. And it's a little bit of a different vape as far as how it feels. But more importantly, it's a heck of a lot more, and a lot of people don't really need that. They're more focused on just that nice balance of the vapor and the flavor. They're not into the cloud chasing or doing plumes of smoke like you see some people using these units. That doesn't provide that when you're looking at this particular one here. The next thing, if you do want something that will do sub-ohm, because this top end here will not do sub-ohm. And again, if you don't know what sub-ohm is, have a look on our website that you have right there. If you do want something that has sub-ohm, what we always offer for this one right here is what is called the Kanger Top Tank Nano. And that's this guy that you see right here. What's nice with this specific clearomizer tank that you want to have here is you can change the coils, and each coil offers you, one will offer you the sub-ohm. Sub-ohm is under 1.0 on your ohm rating, so a 0.5 would be sub-ohm. But what's nice with this is it also offers a 1.2 coil and a 1.5 coil. Well, here's your deal. This guy right here out of the box will give you a 1.8 ohm coil, but you can also have a 1.6. So like I said, on this guy here, you can get up to that 1.5. They're kind of similar as far as that goes, and you can just change that as far as the coil itself. If you want to know a little bit more about either one of these, look at those specific videos either in the YouTube channel or on our website, whatever you're comfortable with. But those are kind of the perfect ones to mate with this unit that you have right here, the iStick-30. If you go with something that's a little bit too large, this would be underpowered as far as that goes. But like I kind of said, this guy right here, this is kind of the best of all worlds. Like I kind of like to always do pros and cons of the units that you have right here. This guy here has a 2200 mAh battery on there. that's really great as far as how long it lasts as far as the vaping goes. I know I already mentioned that battery where you can see the battery life on board. Why that's also important is it really depends on your habit. A lot of people, this battery will last them all day long without an issue. But let's say you're somebody who uses it a little bit more. You've been through your work day or something throughout the daytime, and now all of a sudden you have a look and that battery's getting kind of low. You know you're going out for the nighttime. Well, what's great with this guy is it also has USB PTC built in. So that means pass-through charger. Pass-through charging means you can actually use it while it's charging. And right on this base here, you do have the micro USB charge point. That's where you charge this unit that you have here. But what's great is you can plug it in and you can vape it while it's actually charging, and it will charge very rapidly. I find myself very, very commonly having a micro USB cord in my car. And literally that half an hour going from point A to point B will more than enough get me back up to the level that I really kind of want to be at, where I'm comfortable for the rest of the evening. And it does it very, very easily. So that's definitely a pro that you see there as far as the connection goes. The battery life on board, the very ease of using all of these units are pros that you see here. It can fire sub-ohm. That's a pro, absolutely. And it can fire everything else that you have there. So what's the con? Personally, I don't really see a lot of cons to this specific unit. One would be if you are serious as far as I want as much vapor as humanly possible, this is not even for you. So that's a con as far as you're looking at there. Your next thing is, obviously, if you're somebody who wants something that's really small pen size, well, then this would be a con for you. Me personally, if you look at this unit and the design, the curve that's actually in there, it fits perfectly in your hand. It's very, very small. So for me, I almost see a lot of pros over this unit versus cons. Extremely durable unit that you have right here. And it's the iStick-30, everybody. So hopefully you enjoyed this. We have other videos here for you. So tune on in whenever you like. Thank you very much. My name's Sean, and I'll see you at the next video.